The Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents something the boxing game's been missing. And y'all know the rest. It's your boy BT. We here live at the Barclays Center. Wanted to come by right quick before my phone goes ahead and dies. I wanted to come right here real quick and just give you guys my final thoughts on Subriel Matias versus Dalton Smith. The weigh-in just got done. My phone's gonna die, so I'm not sure how long this live's gonna be. I don't think it'll be a 2-hour live like normal, so I'm thinking more like, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, however long this phone allows me to go live, that's how long I'll go live. But we're here. We're here at the Barclays Center. We're here in Brooklyn. It's the first major world title fight of 2026, and let's be real. Let's be honest. There's not a lot of I would say public interest in this fight. I've talked to some of the representatives from Fresh Productions, and I've said, hey, how are these tickets moving? Because you hear things and you see things on Instagram, you see things on Twitter about people shitting on the event. So I went right to the horse's mouth. I went right to Fresh Productions, and there are people when I say, hey, is the event selling or no? And they were simply like, nah, it's not doing well. Like, everything you're hearing is true. And they feel like part of the reason why it's not selling well is because of the whole thing with Matias and the Ostarine, and that's hurt the event as well. So, it is what it is. What I can tell you guys is when I was in there at the Barclays Center, it was for the few people that were here, it was a spirited crowd. Like, I've been to the Barclays for events like this before, for like Earl Spence and Javante Davis and a lot of the PBC events. This wasn't that. Like, I didn't have the normal anxiety that I normally have when I go into the Barclays Center. It didn't feel like the biggest fight I've been to, but it's still a world title fight. And the people the British fans and the Puerto Rican fans that were here, they made noise and they were loud. So we'll see what kind of crowd we get tomorrow. But listen, make sure y'all smash that like button, and guys, do me a favor because I'm a bit iffy about my signal. I'm not sure how good my signal is, so let me know how clear it is. If it's clear, let me know. If it's choppy, let me know that too. I'm here. I'm doing this live on the spur of the moment. But as far as this fight, breaking it down, because I haven't really given you guys a long breakdown. I put out some shorts. I've said things here and there, but I'm gonna give you the whole big breakdown before I go ahead and before this phone dies. Matias versus Dalton Smith, very intriguing fight. You got Matias, one of boxing's premier volume punchers, taking on Dalton Smith, a guy who I would say right now, up to this point in his career, he's been pretty much like he's been very good. He's been solid around the board. I don't think Dalton Smith is he's not gonna wow you with anything, but he's just a very well-rounded, well-balanced fighter, an athletic counterpuncher, a patient counterpuncher, an intelligent counterpuncher, a guy that does do some things very, very well. But does he do these things well enough to hold off Matias? And the question for Matias is, he's been in all these wars. Jukumbayev, Malik Hawkins, all these different types of fighters, right? And so I believe Matias is pushing about 32, 33 years old. At some point in time, it's gonna wear off. At some point in time, he's not gonna be able to fight the way he fights. His style, traditionally speaking, it doesn't age well. So at some point, I do think Matias will fall off a cliff. He will not look like the Matias of old. And he's already had a night like that recently, not so long ago, when he fought Liam Paro, where he didn't look like that Matias, right? So you have that going for him. You also have the whole situation with the Ostarine. That could put Matias in a psychological position where maybe he's overly eager, and he's he might press for a knockout. He might put himself in a position to get hurt by the counterpuncher Dalton Smith. By the way, we got my main man, 50 grand. We got Marcos Paz in the building. All right, New York City stand up, Long Island stand up, Strong Island stand up. He's here covering the fight for AB Boxing News. Shaking hands, kissing babies, Marcos. Before I get into my breakdown, you got any? Since you're a fighter, right? Me, I'm just a YouTuber, right? But as a fighter,
not just a YouTuber, not just any YouTuber, the YouTuber, the Untouchable True School Sports Empire proudly presents.
Thank you.
From the Barclays Center.
Thank you. And we outside right now, but Marcos, from a fighter's perspective, because you've had a number of amateur fights, 6 fights in the pros, you've been in there, so how do you break down Matias versus Dalton Smith tomorrow?
I think it's an interesting fight, and that's not the politically correct answer because we got a boxer in Dalton Smith, right? A mover, a guy that likes to use a lot of footwork, laterals, right? And we got Matias, right? Though he's Puerto Rican, he has a Mexican style, right? Or that come forward pressure style in which he's willing to take two to land one, right? So it's a very interesting dynamic. And I think for Matias to secure the victory, he definitely doesn't have to make it a technical fight, but he needs to make it an all-out brawl. Chavez versus Taylor type of fight, right? Pressure and just don't let him breathe, right? Go down to the body, break him down, and as the fight progresses, we'll go back upstairs, right? And as far for Dalton Smith, he needs to make sure he keeps Matias at bay, using that jab, using distance, creating space, and then just, hit him in combos of 2s and 3s and move all night long. And if he's able to do that and, every now and then stand in the pocket and move out, I think he's able to secure the fight because I don't think he's feather-fisted either. He has a decent pop.
Yeah, he had that one stoppage when he fought Zepeda. He threw a straight right hand to the body and stopped him. So he's got sneaky power.
Right.
He's not gonna wire you with like his athleticism or his speed, but he does a lot of things pretty well. He's a well-rounded fighter.
Keeps you honest, I would say, because there's fighters that have that thudding power, man. There's fighters that have snappy power, and then there's fighters that don't hit too hard, but don't hit too light either. You have to respect it, because in boxing you can't take anybody lightly. But I definitely do agree that it's an interesting dynamic, and if either or are able to pull out the styles or implement the game plan, I should better say, that I just mentioned, I think those are their keys to victory.
There you go. Yeah. Real insight from a real fighter, right? So thank you, Marcos. We're here in Brooklyn right now.
Word up. Paz Sports and Entertainment LLC.
Listen, Marcos Paz Sports LLC.
Right here,
There you go. Right here, you want to get right, wrapping your hands, anything in boxing. That's the guy to talk to right there, my main man, Marcos. But we're here live, guys. Like what? We're like 7 minutes into 25 here. Listen, I only got 4 likes, guys. Yo, run it up, guys. I'm here at the Barclays. We hear they said a lot of people don't care about this fight. They say, oh, these tickets ain't selling. They saying people say they want real boxing content. I'm on the ground. Marcos, what do the New Yorkers say? They say we outside. We outside. So listen, smash that like button. I only got 4 likes, man. So I'm gonna keep going until my phone dies. See y'all get your comments. Let me go ignore some folks here. We got my man Koki building, Afro Jam. We got Mar the Prince, Breaking Bad Boxing. Good to see you. Osiris in the building. Yeah, shout out to you guys here making your presence known. Now, as far as my breakdown of the fight, I'm really intrigued to see like where Matias is in terms of just how much does he have left to give. Because like I said, that volume punching style, sometimes it doesn't age very well, and you can fall off a cliff. And we've already seen him at times in his career not look like himself. So for me, look, the fight within the fight, like I said on my YouTube shorts, I'll say it here. I feel like Dalton Smith, he has to get Matias' respect early. I know he's a British fighter, so most British fighters, and he's no different. They love to fight out of that mid-range. They don't really fight as well in the pocket. He wants to stay nice and classy, mid-range, outside, and do his thing there. So I think he can fight that way. He can fight to his strengths and he can stay within himself. But Dalton Smith is going to have to keep things real nice and long and patient, professional. And he's going to have to be able to punch in between the shots of Matias and get his respect early. But the caveat to that is the reason why he has to be careful also is because if he throws too many punches, and even if he hurts Matias early on, he could run the risk of punching himself out, which will play into Matias' favor. So he's going to have to find a good balance early in the fight of a good work rate and significant shots. You understand? So that's kind of what he has to maneuver to. If he fails, what I'll say about Dalton, if he fails to hurt Matias or get his respect or show enough physical strength, because if you go back and you watch that Liam Paro fight, Liam Paro fought a very tactical game plan. Liam Paro would throw the 1-2 when Matias would come inside on him. Liam Paro would literally, he would bend his knees, dip his head down to smother Matias and then push him off. Sometimes dip his head, it smother, and then clinch him to break his rhythm. Those are like the little tricks that Liam Paro did to break the Matias just offense and not allow Matias to get out of first gear like he normally does. You understand? So I don't know if Dalton is good, but I don't know if he's quite as crafty as Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro is craftier than Dalton, but Dalton can crack more than Liam Parle. So that's where the interesting caveat going into the fight. But what I'll say is this, and I'll keep it simple. If Dalton Smith fails, if he is not successful of getting Matias' respect in them first four, you could say 4.5 rounds. If he don't do that, then I think he's going to be in for a world of trouble, because Matias right now, I think he's out to prove a point. I think he's anger and frustration for a fighter could be a good thing or a bad thing. It can be a great thing if you channel it the right way. So I feel like all this stuff that Matias has had going on outside the ring, if channeled properly, I really do think he could deliver one of the best performances of his career, because like I said, I don't think Dalton can handle the pace of Matias if Matias is able to get downhill on him and get in the pocket and make this a Matias type fight. And that's what I'm saying. Dalton has to hurt him early. Dalton has to give him something to worry about, because if he doesn't, I think he's in trouble. But I think Matias will overcome. I really don't think Dalton Smith has enough firepower for Matias, if I'm being honest. I'm not underestimating him. I think he's a capable fighter, but I think Matias is gonna break him down. I'm gonna say Matias gets him out of there around round number 10. I'll say Matias breaks down Dalton in round 10. I think Dalton will have success in the first 4 to 5 rounds in spots, counterpunching. He might even win, 2 or 3. He might even be up. Like I think the fight might be even, or Dalton might even be up 4-2 after 6 rounds. But I just think once you get to about like round 5, round 6, round 7, that's where it's going to become Matias' fight, and he's going to get down on him. So get downhill on him, and break him down and stop him around 10. But shout out to my man Afro Jam. He says, do you think his body work could slow down Matias, Dalton Smith's body work? I think that's a very big key for him. I mean, he's a capable body puncher. We saw it with Zepeda, but it's not really his MO. He's not a guy that I would call a consistent body puncher. That ain't him. He's not a consistent body puncher, and that might be his undoing if he's not consistent in this fight. You understand? What about the jab battle? Puel really disrupted Matias with that. He did in spots, but like I said, it got to a point where Matias eventually got downhill on him and got inside on him, and he made it more of his fight, and he did enough to win that fight. So I feel like with Matias, it's having a jab is part of the equation, but it's not the equation of itself. You got to be crafty, you got to be poised, you got to have physical strength, you got to have respectable pop. These are all things that Liam Parle had. Liam Parle is crafty. Liam Parle has a good jab. Liam Parle, knows different ways to smother you and get underneath shots and disrupt your time by clinching. And I don't know if Dalton Smith is that level of crafty, but we're gonna find out. I think his overall boxing acumen and boxing skills are gonna be tested in this fight, because when you get a guy like Matias in front of you, your willingness to fight, gets tested. You understand? So that's what it is. Dalton Smith has IQ. Dalton can fight on the front foot and the back foot. He can, but it's I'm not saying he can. I watched film on him, but I'm telling you, it's just different. Those. And earlier in the week, I asked Dalton Smith. I said, "Hey, Dalton, I know you're a British fighter. I know over there in the UK, a lot of the fighters there, it's primarily mid-range outside boxing. So do you think?" I asked Dalton this himself. Do you think that Subriel Matias is going to bring out something different in your skill set that we haven't seen yet? And, to that, Dalton said pretty much, he gave me a pretty political answer and said, you know what? He has a style that's going to take you to another level. So we'll see how it goes. But I don't think there's any fight Dalton Smith has had in his career where you could confidently say, okay, that fight got him ready for Matias. I know in his training camp, he had Liam Cameron in camp, and Liam Cameron, I'm very familiar with Liam Cameron. He's a light heavyweight. He had those 2 fights with Ben Whitaker, rugged guy, physical guy. Probably the best you could get in the UK area to mimic a Matias type style. But again, all respect to Liam Cameron, he is not Subriel Matias. So I think Dalton Smith is good around the board. I don't think he's necessarily great at anything. But again, neither was Liam Parle, and I think Dalton does have a little more firepower than Liam Parle. So that's why it's intriguing, because I feel like if Dalton Smith has more ring craft than he's shown in his career, and I'm talking about ring craft as far as in the pocket, because you're gonna have to be in the pocket with Matias. He just has a kind of style where you have to be able to know how to maneuver in the pocket. If you don't, you get hurt. It's as simple as that. So if he has that, there's definitely a big path to victory for him. But we don't know yet. Let me see. Shout out to everybody here. There's 35 of you here. Make sure y'all smash that like button. Hit the subscribe button. Run it up. Super chat. All that good stuff. All that blase. It's your boy BT. Brendan Taylor, the untouchable True School Sports Empire. We're here. Boost on the ground. Barclays Center. You know, I'm just here giving you guys a boots on the ground live, because y'all say, BT, we want you to go to this fight. We want you to go to that fight. Well, shit, I'm here. You see it? Hold on. Where is it? What is it? You see it? I'm right there. I'm right here at the Matias Smith fight. So I'll be here tomorrow. Anybody in the New York City area or tri-state area, if you're from New Jersey, if you're from New Jersey and you're coming down, if you're from New York and you couldn't come down, if you're coming from out of town, if you're going to be at the fight tomorrow, and if you go ahead and you see me, make sure you say, what's up, True School. I'll definitely stop and talk. You know, everyone who's a viewer and supporter of this channel, when I get the opportunity and the honor to meet you guys who support this content every day, I always do my best to stop and talk, and you know, definitely I'm, you know, just appreciate you guys the way you appreciate me, you know. So shout out to you guys if you're coming to the fight tomorrow. My man said right here, if tickets, where is it? One of you said something about tickets. Miguel says tickets are starting to move. I hope so, man, because it'd be a shame if you know, one of the most TV-friendly fighters in boxing and one of Puerto Rico's best fighters in boxing right now doesn't get the support. You know, they always talk about Puerto Rican fans supporting their fighters. So, like, you know, I've seen a lot of people in the boxing industry this week talking shit about the Puerto Rican fan base, saying that it's not a real market because of what's going on with this Matias fight. So, man, we can't have that, you know. So I'm hoping all the boxing fans in New York, all the Puerto Rican fans, even the Brits. I hope more Brits come, because I love the British fans too. I hope you guys come tomorrow as well. If tickets really go down, I think I'll go to New York. It's just a train ride away. Yeah, come through, man. Come through. My man Koki says I'll be at the fight tomorrow. Okay, if you see me, say what's up. I don't know what some of y'all look like, so if you see me, you say what's up. I'll be the short, handsome dude, well dressed tomorrow. That'll be me. But you know, what's up? Me? All right. Someone wants to say what's up to me, so I'm gonna go see what these people here want to say. But yeah, guys, get your predictions in. Smith, Matias. Is anybody picking Dalton Smith? And if you're picking Dalton Smith, let me know why. Give me a little breakdown tomorrow. You know, give me a breakdown. What's up, man?
Hey, you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm live right now.
All right.
You want to say hello? Got my man right here.
What's up?
What's your name, man? Where you from?
Nino.
Nino, Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
What part?
Luquillo.
Fajardo. My dad is from Rio Piedra.
And you don't know Spanish?
Ya tú sabes poquito.
No, poquito. Mira, yo, he got one. This is Omar Flow.
Omar, okay.
Yeah, he got and this is the philosopher.
Okay.
Godwin, yeah.
Oh, Galwin, Rosa. I met you. You were at a Christy Martin show 6 years ago.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So how do you guys think the fight plays out tomorrow? How does the fight go?
Man, he pegó my way. Mira, better go my way, man.
You bet better?
Yeah, he better.
You can't afford another loss, you know?
No.
We need those big fights. We need like Pitbull Cruz and
Yeah, people, hey, mira.
Shakur Tio.
If you put Matias with people Cruz,
How would it go?
bro, Matias gonna kill that little fucking Chihuahua. That's not a people, that's a Chihuahua. All right? That's it. No, forget it. Bro, you know how big is that nigga is?
I was at Texas when he fought Roach. I know. He's small. He's shorter than me.
Yeah. So, hey, I hope the best
for Matias. I love Matias. I feel like he doesn't get enough support yet. I feel like he should be bigger.
Well, Matias came from the hood, man.
Yeah.
In a like if you're talking about Shakur Stevenson.
Yeah.
He was in the Olympian, like let's say with Teofimo Lopez.
Yeah.
You know, he was signed with the big promotion or whatever. But Matias came from the bottom, man.
Correct.
You understand?
I tell everybody that because like when he fought Petros Anian and Malik Hawkins, that was like they were just using him to fill the card up. He wasn't the main event or co-main event. They didn't care if he won.
Matias came from the bottom, man. He came from the bottom, and now he start doing good and doing good, and he's gonna get better. He gotta win like 5 more fights or 4 more, man. Good fight, and the people gonna.
He's been in a lot of wars, so I don't know for about 4 or 5.
Yeah, demasiado.
So I'm hoping.
Listen, man,
nice meeting you. Nice meeting you guys.
And my name Nino.
Nino. We got Nino from Fajardo, Puerto Rico. Yeah. And listen, man, I wanna address something, man, because I had a moment this week with Matias. You know, listen, y'all been getting on my ass. Y'all say, BT, you gotta learn Spanish, man. You gotta practice your Spanish. Well, I'll add it to the list. I'll add it to practicing Japanese too. Shit, I got 4 years to become trilingual. You know, I got 4. Quadringual. Marco said quadringual.
Don't learn Portuguese.
Portuguese too. Fuck.
When you go to Brazil.
Yeah, so we can talk to all the beautiful, voluptuous, thick Brazilian women. Let me see. Who we got in the chat? Who we got? How do you think Matias, so Cigar wants to know, how do you think Matias and Smith looked during the weigh-in? To be honest, they both look pretty strong to me. They both look pretty solid. No one looked like weight drained or with the eyes sunken in. I think both guys are ready to fight. Yeah, it looked like a pretty sharp, a pretty solid weight cut for both guys. I didn't see nobody too sunken in or dried up. I'll have to go watch I'll have to watch it back. But from what I saw, I didn't really see two guys that were weight drained. No sabo indio. BT Nino, yes sir. Shout out to Nino. Shout out to all the fine Puerto Rican folks over there. Xander got the Puerto Ricans pretty lit about boxing right now, so they'll probably show up. Yeah, I'm hoping that like maybe tomorrow there winds up being a big walk-up crowd because, like I said, it'd be a shame if probably the most action-packed Puerto Rican fighter in boxing doesn't get the support he deserves. Hey, Marcos, someone has a question for you. They said, my man the Nobody says, ask Marcos Paz about his amateur fights against Christian Otero, the Nobody 92. Ask Marcos Paz about his amateur fights with Christian Otero.
Oh yeah, no, we had 3 fights. You know, I beat him in one of them, and then the other 2, you know, there's one he genuinely beat me. I'm man enough to accept it, right? Like, and then the one that they took from me, but you know, that's all it is between me and Otero. It was a 1 and 2 type trilogy situation in the amateurs. Yeah. There you go.
That's
about it.
Y'all getting the report from the horse's mouth here on True School Sports. So guys, my phone's on like 20%. My phone's on 20%, so I'm just gonna talk to you guys until it dies or until it says 10, and then we'll go ahead and we'll wrap it up. But yeah, I'm really excited. It's my first time seeing Matias fight in person. I've seen a lot of the top guys in boxing fight. You know, I've seen Crawford, I've seen Canelo, I've seen Inoue, I've seen Ramon Gonzalez. The majority of the top fighters I've seen them. So it's rare that I get a chance to see a guy up close for the first time. But tomorrow will be a first, and he's actually, believe it or not, he's one of my favorite fighters to watch in boxing. So we'll see how it goes. It's either going to be. I feel like for Matias tomorrow, there's not going to be a happy medium. I think it's either going to be the best performance, one of the best performances of his career, or it's going to be, you know, probably one of the lowest moments of his career. So, you know, we'll see how it goes. Koki says, Brandon, you got to try West Indian food in Brooklyn. Go anywhere, it's popping. I've had some West Indian food. I'll probably go give it a try later on. I got a friend in Manhattan. I got to go see after this live is done. But yeah, I mean, New York has great food spots. I mean, I like pizza. I'm a pretty simple guy. But yeah, we'll see what the day holds. BT, do you agree that $55 is too much for this card? There's only 150 fight on the card. Yeah, I would say that it is, but at the same time, I mean, you gotta look at the financials of everything. Fresh Productions won the purse bid at $1.9 million. They gotta we gotta go somewhere warm. It's pretty cold. Let's go get where? Inside the Barclays? No. We're gonna get some pizza. But guys, these guys at the Fresh Productions, they bid $1.9 million on this thing. So my thing is, if you're paying $1.9 million, you're gonna have to go ahead and recoup some of that money back, because you know they knew pretty much that they were gonna lose money on this event, and And that's just what it is. Like, so they don't want to lose too much money because there is life after this fight. But yeah, I would say objectively speaking, $55 is too much. But I mean, that's the market we're in boxing. A lot of these promotional companies are hanging on by a thread because the sport's not in the healthiest of places right now. So they're doing these pay-per-views to stay afloat. That's just the nature of the beast right now. My man said, get a ski mask and cover that face. Yeah, man. I didn't realize, I mean, I knew it was gonna be cold, but I didn't think it'd be this cold today. I normally wear more layers, but I didn't wear as many layers today, and I'm regretting it now, so. It's cold. Yeah, I mean, Barclays is a great venue for boxing. You can't go wrong with the Barclays Center, but maybe they should have picked a smaller venue and the event would have did better. But look, either way, I respect Fresh Productions for putting their money where their mouth is and investing into their fighter, Matias. You know, whether the event sells well or not, like a long time ago, this older gentleman that I know in boxing, a guy named Jesse Robinson, he's like one of the OGs of boxing in South Florida. He was the director of boxing for Warriors Boxing many years ago, and I learned so much from him when I was younger, in my days at the Heavyweight Factory. He told me a while ago, he was like, look, BT, in boxing, when you see those fighters go in the ring, they're not fighting for the check that night. They're fighting for the next check. And so, that being said, Matias, this event could bomb, right? But if Matias goes in there and delivers an ass beating and delivers a viral moment, then his value goes up. So that's really the big picture here. The Nobody says, BT, I was disappointed that you finally interviewed Subriel and didn't ask him about Richardson Hitchens. Yeah, I probably should have, but to be honest with you, I mean, part of the reason I should have asked it, so that was my bad. But Hitchens ain't gonna fight him, bro. You know, maybe. And the thing is too, the week isn't over yet. I mean, if Matias goes in there and if he puts a beating on Dalton Smith and beats him, I mean, there's gonna be a post-fight press conference. I'll have a chance to ask him there. I'll have a chance to get my question off after the fight, which I think would be best actually. But I asked him about Shakur, because I haven't really heard too many people ask him about Shakur Stevenson. But you know, the week isn't over. Be patient, man. Sometimes you don't get the best moments till the week is done. All right, so guys, my phone's on 10% right now. So we're gonna go like 5 to 10 minutes and then we're gonna wrap it up, but I just wanted to give you guys my last thoughts. Hitchens versus Rodolfo Delgado. I don't think Hitchens will do that fight. Really, I don't. I think Matchroom Boxing, or I think Keith Connolly will put him in another direction, because Rodolfo Delgado is not no big name fighter, and there's no reason to really fight him. And Hitchens is kind of weight trained. I wouldn't be surprised if we hear in the next 6 months that Hitchens is going to drop that belt, because it's getting hot at 140, and you know, he is weight trained. He's big for that weight class. Samson Boxing LLC. Even if Matias wins and calls out Hitchens, all Richardson is going to do is ignore it and claim that he's focused on Frank Martin. Well, listen, man, I got my fingers crossed. You know, I got my fingers crossed that Hitchens shows up, because I know Matias will fight Hitchens. Well, we gotta start asking is, will Hitchens fight Matias? So if he shows up, Matias, we're going right up to him and we're gonna ask. Shout out to you in Kenya, my man. We got Africa in the building. Shout out to Kenya. We don't need you speaking Spanish. We Puerto Rican. We need your English. Shout out to you. You got Subriel. Yeah, I got Subriel breaking down Dalton Smith in the later rounds. What I can say though is I like Dalton Smith's approach. He did one thing Dalton said that was real intriguing, was that he said that this is the most relaxed he's ever been going into a fight. Oh shit, there's Dalton Smith right there actually. What up, Dalton? Good luck. Dalton Smith. Dalton Smith. We going live, huh?
Pizzeria is closed.
It's closed?
Yep. Damn.
We can just walk by Dalton. Yo, did Dalton Smith look weight drained just now?
I don't know, man. Look, the little. He He coming after you, BT.
You're coming after me.
And the pizzeria.
Oh man, so how good is Dalton Smith? I think he's solid. I think he's a good fighter. I think like he fights that British style really, really well, like that counter punching mid-range style. But he's I don't know. I feel like he needed more experience for this kind of fight. But we'll see, man. He's mandatory. If he's a mandatory, you go ahead and you fight. But sometimes, look, a fighter needs this level of danger to discover new things about themselves and go to another level in training and on fight night. So it might be the case for him. But good guy. He's walking over there somewhere. We just passed by him. We need to pump up Dalton Smith to sell the fight, but he is an Ergashev. I don't know if I want to say he's an Ergashev. Ergashev, I mean, I liked Ergashev, and I'm familiar with Ergashev because he was training down in South Florida at Warriors Boxing Gym. But Ergashev, I don't know. I feel like Dalton is more durable. Well, at least I think he's more durable than Ergashev. Ergashev had zero durability at all when he fought Matias. Sebastian Santana, what's good, champ? And congrats on your win the other night down there in South Florida. How am I doing? I'm doing good, man. I'm here in New York. About to get out this live soon because my phone's gonna die, but all's well. Ergashev and Dalton had the same style. I think Dalton is a bit more patient than Ergashev. Ergashev likes to explode from the middle, from mid-range more. But yeah, there's a lot of there's similarities. Do you think Subriel is allowing the judges to score? For his sake, I hope not. Pistol Pete Dobson. That's not really in my plans. It's not in my itinerary. But if I see Pete, I see Pete. Like I'm right now. I'm focused on fight. But shout out to Pete Dobson. Where we going?
I said all these businesses are shut down.
No, someone asked, am I going to the World Cup? No, I'm not going to the World Cup. I ain't going to no World Cup. All right, guys, I'm gonna give you like 2 more minutes because my phone's gonna die any minute now. My opinion on the co-main event. Which fight's the co-main event now? Because I know was supposed to be Santiago and Cedeno, and I think it got canceled. So if you're asking me about Nesta Bravo and Pedro Campo, that's a cool little fight at 140. If you're asking me about Emmanuel Rodriguez, good to see Manny back in action. You know, I like Manny Rodriguez. What are your thoughts on the Marlins trading Eric Cabrera? Oh man, I'm actually not sad about it. He's been very injured over the last few years, and we got Owen Cassie back in the deal. So now we got Kyle Stowers, Owen Cassie, and Jacob Marcy, one of the most athletic options next year. Easy money. 86 to 91 wins, easy money. Caballero, I know he's fighting soon, but I'm not really worried about IG Caballero right now. Right now, I'm dialed into this fight. When I cover these fights, guys, I just dial into wherever I'm at. I'm so sad that they blackballed Henry Cedeno and Santiago. Yeah, I mean, that's boxing. Sometimes, I mean, as this guy can attest to right here, things happen behind the scenes that we don't know about.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. What's understood don't gotta be explained. And as the old saying goes, Marcos, the game is to be sold, not told.
Sold, not told.
There you go.
You can shortcut everything. Well, not everything, but most things. Except experience.
Correct.
And there are things that, trust me, go through here. There are things that as much as you may think someone's going to put you onto game, guess what? Nobody is going to put you onto game, and rightfully so, because you're going to put them out of work, right? It's your job to learn the intricacies of the game, take control of your career. There's not, as far as I know, it's not a crime to be hands-on with your career. And if it is, you tell me where. That definitely is me, hands-on.
And you gotta play the game, and don't let the game play you.
You gotta play the game. Don't let the game play you. And you have to have something called dignity and honor, right? Don't sell out for some chump change. For no change.
That's it. Wise
that part that way.
That
like
part
Charles
that
was
way.
saying. Down to the body like John Gotti. Top choice Rolls Royce.
My man says, big love to your father and the work that you put in. Thank you, man. And shout out to Pops. A lot of people have been asking me already. They said, man, where's Pops at? You didn't take your Pops with you? Pops decided to stay home because he had other things he had to tend to. But, yeah. But, guys, look, my phone's going to die. We're here at the Barclays. Short live. So if you're watching the playback, smash the like button. But there will be more content. There will be more interviews and things like that. I appreciate everyone who supported me. We're in the middle of year 11 covering boxing, so we're a young OG now, and I'm very appreciative of everyone who makes this channel what it is. Because if it wasn't for you guys that come here and mess with me, then I wouldn't have a channel. I wouldn't have the opportunity to come out here to the Barclays Center and give you guys that world-class boxing content. So look, there will be a live, guys. I'm gonna do a live right after the Matias fight. So when after the press conference is done. Tomorrow there will be another live, and before I end the live, Sean Zattel, good to see you, champ. It's weird not being in Brooklyn without you, but I'm here. I'm holding it down as part of the True School Zattel True School, however you want to. I don't care era. But anyway, guys, my phone's gonna die. Take care. God bless. And like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.